Hello students, in this video we are going to see how to solve the solver problem in goal programming. So our first question is of US oil and hub properties question. So this is the information given to us, and then these are the priority 1 and priority 2 goals. We start by declaring the decision variables U, number of US oil shares purchased, H, number of shares of hub properties purchased. Then, because we have two goals at two priority levels, for each goal we will have two deviation variables. So we use, for the first goal we use D1 plus and D1 minus. D1 plus, the amount by which the portfolio risk index exceeds the target value of 700, which is our first goal requirement. D1 minus, the amount by which the portfolio risk index is less than the target value of 700. Right? Similarly, for second goal, we have D2 plus and D2 minus. D2 plus is the amount by which the annual return exceeds that $9,000, which is the requirement, and D2 minus is the amount by which the annual return from the portfolio is less than the 9,000, which is the target value. So how to solve this? So this is our P1 problem and this is our P2 problem. In P1 problem, which we try to minimize D1 plus, and we set up this problem, and P2 problem we have minimized D2 minus and we set up this problem. So about how, the more explanation you will find in my other videos where I have explained in detail how to come to this particular model. But now once this model is ready, how to solve, that is the aim of this particular video. So what I am doing, I am just copying this particular first model P1 problem here. So what we have done, we have uh, our two variables, decision variables, and four deviation variables are written like this: U, H, D1 plus, D1 minus, D2 plus, D2 minus. And the cells below this are our actual variable cells. And we use different colors to identify them from each other or distinguish them from each other. So we start here. Here we are going to write our objective function, right, which is minimize d1 plus. So minimize d1 plus and equal to, right. So what we are going to write, d1 plus is, I will use this, so d1 plus is this cell, so I will write equal to this cell. So this is my d1 plus cell which I want to minimize. Now here I will write subject to, and I will write my constraints, right. So first constraint is 25u, so I will write starting here equal to, into bracket, 25 into u is this cell, right, 25u bracket complete plus again bracket 50 times h, you see here 50 times h, so 50 into h wali cell, right. And this is the expression on the left side, and then the symbol I will write, put here, which is less than equal to, right, which is this one, less than equal to, and here I will write less than equal to, and in my next cell I will write 80,000, because this is what is my first equation is all about. Below this I will write the second equation, which is equal to, into bracket, 0.5 into u bracket complete, you can see this here, plus another bracket 0.25 0.25 into h, ठीक है, right, minus d1 minus, so minus d1 minus, sorry, minus d1 plus वाली cell plus d1 minus वाली cell. So I have captured the right hand side, then say enter, then the symbol here I am going to use is equal to, enter, and here I am going to write 700. My third equation is equal to, into bracket, 3 into u bracket complete plus another bracket 5 into h bracket complete minus d2 plus, so d2 plus is this, plus d2 minus, enter. In the next cell I will write equal to sign, enter, and in the next cell it is 9000. So my P1 problem is now ready for running. I have already set up, and these are all my variables should be greater than or equal to 0, which I will do the setting in my Excel solver. Now for Excel solver we have to go to data, and in the data there is solver. If the solver is not there, then what you will do, you will go to file, options, and in the options add-ins, and in the add-ins, Excel add-ins, go, and there you will see solver add-in. You have to tick mark this and you have to say OK, right? And then after some seconds this solver should appear here in the data on the extreme right side. So since I already have, I will just open it, and you will see a cell, a dialog box which has opened. The first is set objective. So I know my objective is this cell, so I will just click here. So Q6 is my objective cell. Then second, I am going to take the option of minimizing this option, this objective cell. Then by changing variables, I am going to change all these variables from here to here, these colored cells. Then I am going to capture these equations, so I will use add. Then because this and this are having different signs, I cannot put them together. So first I will put the first equation. I will, on the left side I will click this, right, O9, then here it is less than or equal to. On the right side I will take this, so this is 80,000. I think there is one more. I will just reduce the 0. I will say add. Then these two I can put them together. The left side, because the same symbol, I can put them together, and right side again the same symbol, together, and say OK. Then there is a small mistake here. This is this is 80,000. I have taken 800,000, right? So I will again open solver, and all my this thing is ready. Here I will tick mark on this so that my all my variables will be non-negative, and my model which I am going to use is LP, simplex LP. So once I do this, I will say simply solve. Okay, objective cell must contain a formula. So I did not put, right, now because by mistake it has shifted, solve. And now you see you will say click on answer and say OK. The answer report comes, but we can see the answer. What we are really interested is to find out what is the value of D1 plus. All other values are not right now. We don't want them because we are still doing the first problem. So what we are interested is in D1 plus problem. So it is possible to achieve D1 plus in my solution. So that's this one I will use in my P2 problem. So now I will do the setup for P2 problem. Okay, so for that let me just copy this. See here, I'm just putting it here, and here I'm going to now put the P2 problem, which is actually this same problem. I can simply, in fact, what I'll do, I'll just copy this entire cells on my next page. See, copy from N. Okay, so this is now this I'm going to solve for P2. So this is my P2 problem. I will do the setup for P2 problem. I will make this 0 again, and here I am going to add d1 plus equal to 0. So I will write one more equation equal to d1 plus, enter this equal to sign, and I will write 0, right? And this objective function is d2 minus. So this one I will put equal to d2 minus. These three equations will remain the same, right? Now I am ready to solve my P2 problem. So go to solver, and then my objective cell is this. Again I am going to minimize by changing these cells here, by changing these cells, then adding first this equation, add, and then I will put all these three together with equal to sign, and this side all these three together, and say OK. Then this one is simplex and this must tick mark, and I'll say OK, right? And this is my answer, which is my final answer. So what is my final answer? My final answer is d1, the objective function here was d2 minus, sorry, d2 minus, that mistake I did not change. So d2 minus is 600. So what is my answer? The answer is, when I make u equal to, u is 800, h is 1200, then d1 plus equal to 0, d1 minus will be also equal to 0, then d2 plus will be 0, and d2 minus will be 600. So basically when we do this, we are going to achieve the first objective, because d1 plus and d1 minus both are 0. Our first objective of achieving, so if you go to this sheet, you will see my first objective was to achieve risk index of 700, which I will get, and the second objective of achieving $9,000 sale will be running short because d2 minus is 600, so it will fall short by 600. So the maximum return which I will get is 9,000 minus 600, which is 8,400. So this is the answer, that first goal will be fully achieved, that is 700 risk index will be achieved, but the annual return you will have to compromise at 8,400, and you will do this when you put buy 800 shares of US Oil and 1,200 shares of Hub Properties and consume your $80,000. So this is how we use solver to solve and get our answers, right? So this is the solution. Thank you. In my next video, I will try to quickly explain the more complex problem on solver. Thank you.